Hi everyone. Here's a new edition of Book Scoop. I will talk a bit about this book called Ultra Wild by Steve Mushin.
And I have Death in the Jungle by Candace Fleming.
But first, some programs in March. On March 14th, we'll celebrate Pi Day because 314 are the first digits of pi. It starts at 11 a.m. It'll be like an hour long.
Yep.
We'll have games and some things for small kids about circles. And
art
Olivia,
crafts.
and
Yes.
art crafts.
Yeah.
And Olivia will be here with some real math things for older kids.
Or adults.
Or adults.
Yeah, it's not just for kids, adults too.
Yeah. And on the 27th of March, we have the presentation of the science fair projects that do we have 4 participants this year?
I think that's the right number,
Okay,
but
yeah.
you'll have to come and find out.
Yes, that 4th through 6th grade.
4th through 8th grade.
4th through 8th grade students have made in the past months under guidance of Karen Dudgeon and her family and seniors in high school. They will present those projects also in Syracuse at the CNY.
Some of them will, yes. Not all of them, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But come and see what they thought up and how their experiments went, and we'll have refreshments.
Yeah. So that's from 6:30 to 8, and it's drop-in, so you can just stop in anytime during that. Yeah.
And please challenge the students in explaining.
Yeah. Nicely, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
On Friday, March 20th, we have a couple things going on. We have the last Sweet 60 of this fall-winter season. Debbie Barber will be here to do standing mobility fusion. You should wear your exercise clothes. Or you can learn how to play pitch with Karen Dillon. And that's from 1 to 2. And at 2 o'clock, we have the Milo Yorkum Band here live. We'd love to know that you're coming, so email us. But you're also welcome to just drop in if your schedule allows. And then later that evening at 6 o'clock, we have movie night. We're going to show Paddington in Peru. I'd love to know if you're coming for that too. But, you can drop in for that also.
Yeah. So here I go with this book, Ultra Wild by Steve Mushin. It is a very special book. It's completely made up of drawings, and it is his thought process about how to reverse climate change and to make our world habitable again for many millennia to come. And his basic idea is to do that through rewilding our cities with trees and animals. And the basis of his thought is to use human manure, which he calls humanure, to get fertile soil in cities where trees can grow. It is an ultra wild idea. He takes it to I don't know how many levels. It seems feasible. He has a website too where he presents, the calculations that he did for this project. I think we need a very different approach in how to live on Earth, and maybe one of his ideas will be, picked up and done in the future. Something really funny. He's thinking about how to use all this manure, and he says, well, we could shoot it with cannons because it needs to go everywhere. But then he said, that would probably not be nice. It could drop on your head. So then he talks about, when we could make machines that walk in the cities and drop it as they go. All right. And there is one thing that I did not know, but that I found very interesting. It's about how people if we go on like this, will cause an ice age.
Oh.
And he said, we've done it before. And I'm reading from the book now because I cannot memorize this. When Spanish explorers arrived in the Americas 500 years ago, they altered Earth's climate because they killed over 15 million indigenous people, causing vast areas of farmland to rewild into forests. And that caused what we call in Europe, a small ice age. And I remember that learning about it in school in the Netherlands, that there was a small ice age, indeed, about 500 years ago. But I never was taught that humans did that. Yeah. His ideas are based in facts, in science, but they are ultra wild. Come and get this book. It's a J book.
But it would be appropriate for all ages.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I read, Death in the Jungle, Murder, Betrayal, and the Lost Dream of Jonestown. It's by Candace Fleming. This is the story of Jim Jones and Jonestown, the whole Kool-Aid, which it actually wasn't Kool-Aid. It was very interesting. I actually listened to it. I didn't read it. I listened to it on audio from Libby. And it is a young adult book, but like adults, this is perfectly good. If you have any interest in the Jonestown history, in murder, betrayal, and all of that, this is the book for you. They got lots of people who had survived Jim Jones and his cult. They actually talk about calling it a cult versus calling it something else. There was so much that I learned from this. One of his sons ended up standing up to his father, and he was not killed in this. So you have his testimony of what happened throughout his life and how he saw things, and the same with several other people who were involved in the organization that they had. There's recorded tapes that have been transcribed from the last day that they were alive. I mean, there's all kinds of information in here. Knowing how it ends does not make it any less, because there's so much information in here, things you didn't know, things that they point out that, are not talked about when you hear about Jonestown. So I would encourage you to read Death in the Jungle. I am not a huge nonfiction reader, and I was engaged, and it was great. So,
did Jones start out doing it as a cult? Was that his?
Well, he was a very disturbed person as a child. You will hear about people talking about him as a child, and he was involved in the Methodist Church. And from his records, it says that he did not believe in God. He was just there kind of as a way to get people to follow him, and they did. Very interesting. So they talk about using the word cult, and they wouldn't use the word cult. I can't remember the word that they used. But he knew what he was doing, and it was all methodical and on purpose. So, yeah.
Maybe a good book to read so that a forewarned person counts for two?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, you don't want to get mixed up in something like that. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.